Make sure the mic is working. Big up to everyone locked in, man. I hope everyone is blessed. Mic's been acting up all day, bro. Let's see if it's working. It's fixed itself. Guys in the chat, big up to each and every one of you. You guys already know what time it is. It's a call in. I'll throw the link in soon. We'll chop it up, have a conversation, and see what you guys think, man. But Liverpool top of, well, I say we're top of the league. We've been top of the league, but now we've extended our lead. Still 9 points. There's obviously Arsenal's now into second. And then Manchester City are now behind us by 11 points. It's in Liverpool hands now, man. For me, the title is ours. I'm fully on board in terms of from a title charge anyway. I don't think if we lose it from this point on, I think that we've messed up badly as well. 9 points is giving us 3 games to kind of fix ourselves up, dust ourselves down. It's enough points now to go and win this title, man. We've got some difficult games coming up. Oh, I guess every game now is difficult, but we've got some more difficult games coming up. We've got Everton and we got Newcastle obviously Newcastle midweek, then Everton on the weekend. For me, I'm sure most of you guys now in the chat are definitely going to say you're on it as well in terms of winning the title. The rest of the them should be joining soon, so we'll chop it up with them as well. Big up to Akeem already in the building, man. I hope you're blessed, broski. Hope everyone's blessed, man. Let me listen. I can't wait to chop it up with you guys because I'm pretty sure there should be no negativity today. I can't see any negativity today of all days. Liverpool going, 2-0 now against Manchester City, 2-0 in midweek against Real Madrid. I can't see any negativity now, man. You know what I mean? It's vibes, man. Matt, if you're Matt, you might as well call in, bro. Let us know what you're feeling, bro, because I know the Arsenal man them was, you know what I mean, crying right now because they were like, right, we've won. Played well, and then all of a sudden, it's all over the place, blood. It's all over the place. They've seen Liverpool now beat Manchester City. They're like, man, again. Bless up to honesty in the chat as well, man, bro. Hope you're blessed, man. Yeah. I think the man them are saying. I think Cav said he's about 5 minutes late. So we'll chop it up when he jumps in, and then we'll see if Savannah will jump in as well. Big up to Red Chili, man. Got the scoreline right 2-0. Now you did. We should have battered them even more, though, man. I think Virgil, I don't know. In the last 3 games, Virgil's been trying to sell it. Or say 3 games, but he's been trying to sell us out, man. He nearly gave away another goal today with them mad. I don't know what he was trying to do with the Cruyff turn. And Kevin De Bruyne, but Kelleher just made light meal of that and just, made a good save. And he missed. Virgil should have at least had like 4 goals today, man. Them headers, one hit the post, one he should have definitely scored. He completely missed the target inches. Another one just went up. Like he should have at least had 3 or 4 goals himself, man. Easily as well. Easily. I'll try and call in after. All right, bless up, man. Gaming in the building as well. And then Trent had one as well, just whiskers, wide of the post. Bro, and then Salah as well, bro. Clean through on goal. For me, I would have squared it, but I guess obviously he's the main man in it. He took it. But if you're going to take it, you got to score it, bro. But put it over the bar. Sobo was there probably going, I'm desperate for a goal here, big man. Could have gave him a little tap in. But I hear it, man. So we had enough chances in that game, especially in the first half, man, to put these men away. Big up to Jason as well. What are you saying, bro? You Arsenal man them in the chat. I hear it, blood. I hear it. Sobo created the most chances in the game. Yeah, no, as I said, honestly, bro, you always look out for those things, innit? In terms of do people praise the players when they do have a good game. But I guess, we'll still wait for those praises to come through. Big up Psychedelic as well. Yeah, we should have definitely finished them off, man. I think that even though the 2-0 was good, I feel like we should have, if we could have gave them at least 3-4, even a 5-0, I feel like in that moment there, I think that would have just sent shockwaves around. But to be fair, because Man City's been in bad form, maybe no one would have really cared. They would have probably just expected to win. Maybe the icing on the cake would have been a couple of extra goals. But we're still missing some key components as well. Obviously, Gomez comes in today, plays really, really well for me. And then obviously Slot saying that Trent could only have played 70 minutes because obviously we got fixtures of games coming up as well. So Kwanzaa had to come on and play right back for a bit. But you're still missing Jota in there, Allison, Chiesa to come in as well. So we're still missing some players that's gonna You know what I mean? Yeah, bro. Big up, bro. I thought it was canceling the show. Nah. I'd said I'll run it a bit later because I was late back anyway, and I needed to chill for a bit, watch the game, and then have something to eat. And then I thought I'll run it after that still. But yeah, I didn't. Never was gonna cancel it. Still, man. Gravenberch needs to chill. He needs to stop in the ops, bro. He needs to carry on doing what he's doing, man. He's cooking still, man. Gravenberch again, bro. We definitely need to make sure we get some at least a couple of signings in January, man. Because yeah, this team is on it, and we need some guys to come in just to freshen things up as well, man. Whether that's Zubimendi, whoever it is, bro, whoever it is in the midfield, we want to go and get. We need to go and get them and bring them in because I feel like there's there's a couple of trophies here for Liverpool to go and win, and I think the two big ones are there for us. I think they're there for the taking, and then oh nah. I'll run it still. I'll run it. Maybe one more week and then we'll do what Sav said, but we'll see anyway. We'll see. Um, Yeah, I feel like, and I heard Jamie Carragher was talking about like no one's really gone for the four trophies. No one's really, you know, no one's ever done it. Yeah, obviously, no one's won the four and for all four trophies, the quad. But he's like, maybe we need to kind of just make sure none of the first teamers play in the domestic cups. Listen, I'm here for it, man. I think the squad is strong anyway, but obviously with the injuries, it makes it a bit more harder as well. Because obviously we got Southampton, and I think they're obviously going to play their strongest team, and we're going to rotate our team heavily. But I feel like if Jota is back fit and Chiesa is back fit, I think you give those guys the opportunity to play as well, to make sure they can get their match sharpness, and players like Trent and all these guys, I think just rest them. I think surely we can find someone to go and play at right back for the game. And maybe hopefully Simicast will be back as well. Because we have got a few injuries in the back line. We got three defenders injured currently. Simicast, Kanate, and Bradley. So we're a bit light in that department at the moment. So we have to make sure, that we don't lose any more players, especially in that position. Should have been 8-0. Yeah, I think so as well, James, man. We should have battered these lot, man. We should have battered them. But yeah, man, just looking at the bench, we had Morton, Trey Nonny in the bench. Obviously, Elliott being back from injury. Kwanzaa Davis, Endo, Nunes, and Jones. He just like, like if we had to look for a goal on the bench, maybe you bring Nunes, Elliott, and Jones on to help. But yeah, it's crazy. Let's get Cav in. Big up Cav, bro.
Hey up, mate. How are you?
Good, bro. Like just taking it all in, bro. Just taking it all in terms of like, this team is actually moving crazy. Like they're not like, it's crazy because obviously we've seen our team do this. We've seen our team smoke up the league, win the Premier League. We've seen the team like being consistent for years in terms of challenging with City. But never have I seen us at this kind of level where it's like we're just controlling games, and it's like, just take that one off. That's another one. That's another one, and not making a big deal out of it. In the past, beating a Real Madrid would have been like, oh my days, beating a Man City. Right? I've just seen the fans go, just beating City and just beat Real Madrid. But I'm just taking it all in, man, and enjoying the journey right now. What are you saying, though, bro? You're on mute, by the way. If you can see if the mic's working. Red Chili says big up to Cav as well. Good first signs with Gomez. Yeah, I trust the players, bro. As I said, you have to trust the man them to do their jobs, innit? You can't just go, all right, because that player's injured, and all of a sudden we're gonna fall off a cliff. Just gotta trust the boys. You gotta trust them to do their jobs. Are you back, Cav? Can't hear you still, bro. Can't hear you. Honestly says big up to Cav. Big up, man. Big up. Big up to everyone locked in, man. See the score flattered them. To be fair, Salah should have had a hattie. Yeah, he should have. Big up to Mookie in the building, bro. Drop the links in. I can go and talk. I'll drop it in a minute, bro. Ski, definitely. I'll drop the link. Big up to you, bro. Hope you've been good as well. Let Cav sort that out. Sort out his microphone. Man said Cav's got that City wife. Yeah, bro. Maybe. Yeah, I'll wait for him to jump back in. But yeah, man. Just let's go to obviously you guys already know we won 2-0. But honestly, man, we should have just killed them, man. I just want, that scoreline would have been so much sweeter, like 5-0. Maybe I'm being greedy. I think that's what I'm being. I'm being a bit too greedy. I think, man. I'm being a bit too greedy. I think just take the win, innit? I think take the win and move forward. But I'm out here wanting 5 and 6-0. What about you guys, man? I would have preferred the 5, but I'm not gonna be greedy, man. 3 points is 3 points at the end of the day. Let me do this now. I'll add it now, actually. You saying I'm being greedy, Dustin? All right, cool. Hold on, let me put this in there. All right, bear with. I'll throw it in there. Yo, Cav. Still, he's still having difficulties, bro. Cav's still having difficulties with the thing. Hey, is it on my end? Nah. You guys can hear me clear, innit? Loud and clear. It must be him. Will City sack her? Nah, they're not gonna sack him, bro. They're not gonna sack him. No way. That'll be crazy of them to ever think about sacking him right now. They just have to just let whatever happen. They're just going through a bad patch at the moment. That's all it is. And they need to fix up, but let's see what happens, man. Right, the link is in there. Guys, if you want to jump in, drop it up. Jace.
Congratulations to your 24-25 Premier League winners, Liverpool. Don't need to say much more, do I? You lot are the most informed team in the world right now. 11 or 9? I think it's 11 points clear of City, 9 points clear of us. If I might be wrong. But, wow.
That's right.
Real Madrid and City, 2-0 wins, clean sheets against two of the so-called best teams in the world. Yeah, and I thought really that this season would be our season, but obviously Arsenal being Arsenal had to prove me wrong. And it sucks. It really sucks because, with the team that we built, and you're like, yeah, Liverpool have just gotten a new manager. No way. Arne Slot has just blocked that all out and just gone and done his thing, and it's worked magic. It has worked absolute magic for the Liverpool boys. And what's even worse, you can't even hate on him because he's doing what it took. Pep Guardiola over 2 seasons to do in his first season. And you hear a lot of City fans going, "Oh, it's just fluky, this, that." You've gone how many 7 games now without a win. Bottled a 3-0. By the way, we're going to talk about that in 15 minutes. Bottled a 3-0 lead to Feyenoord. I can't imagine Arne Slot licking his lips about that. But it's funny, isn't it? Because you had City going, "Oh, we're doing this five league titles in a row." You are 5th now. You are 5th in the table. I think I might be wrong, actually.
No, you're not wrong, bro. They're down. Well, they might be 4th. I think Arsenal 2nd, Chelsea's 3rd, and I think it's then them.
I'm just saying, Brighton's above them.
Sorry,
yes?
Brighton should be. Brighton's above them. Yeah, so they are 5th. Yeah, you're right.
I think they are 5th.
Yeah, that's appalling from Man City standards. The empty hat is going to be showing its true colours this time next week. Because boy, oh boy, I never come on here and joke around with you lot. But let's just take a look at City, yeah? You can't say that. Right now, they are a laughing stock. You can't say that they're not, because right now, in this very moment in time, you think, are they even going to get Champions League at this point? Obviously, we're not. We're just getting into December. But the way they're going, say they do this until January, all the shots early, they're getting Europa League. They're not getting Champions League. Let alone challenge it. Their title challenge is over. They're not winning this title no more. It's gone. You see, it's between if Liverpool do what Arsenal have done over the last 2 seasons and Arsenal do what City have done, catch up, then I won't be complaining. But there's no way it's going to be between Arsenal, Liverpool, and City this year. Right now, we can both comfortably say that it's between Arsenal and Liverpool.
And Chelsea.
And I'm an
Don't
Arsenal.
forget Chelsea.
You put Chelsea in there.
They're on the same
You're
point
putting
as
Chelsea in
Arsenal.
the title
What
race
do you want
next.
me to do, bro? They're on the same point with a good goal difference. They got two teams. They're playing one in the other European competition. I just see a complete 11. These men have got so much players. So the Premier League
There's
team.
this kid on TikTok, yeah. This kid on TikTok pisses me off. I know he's probably only doing it for jokes or whatnot, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen this kid on TikTok called Young Kipper.
Nah.
He's so annoying. Oh my god. It actually infuriates me how annoying he is. Chelsea are winning the league this season. We've done to the Premier League over like we do every night, isn't it? Like, bro, you don't get me started on Chelsea, man, because they think Kai Taylor's better than Declan Rice for crying out loud. Like, come on now. They think João Felix is better than Odegaard. Like, no, thank you. But anyway, congratulations for winning the league title on December the 1st, 2024. Not much to say. Arsenal, 3 years in a row, going to finish second, most likely, yes. We are not winning. We're not doing anything this season. But I'm saying it. I'm saying title's over right now.
Okay.
Title's over for us. Of course it is. Daz. Dazzle. Oh, it's Cav, not even Daz. My bad.
Man called your cleaning fabric, bro. Oh, fucking hell. All right, Jay, big up, man. I'll let you run, bro. But I appreciate it, man. You know what I mean? We'll take your accolades in terms of you think we're gonna win.
I think you lot will. Think you will take it, yeah. Because you don't hear me do that every day.
Man, someone said you have a deflated chest, by the way. Yeah, man. Welcome back, bro. But yeah, I was saying, man, it feels so good just to keep winning games, man.
We're calm right now, aren't we?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels good. Then you got Kwanzaa coming on at right back just to run the legs out a bit. I'm just like, okay, so we got centre backs playing right back now. Is that what we're doing? Nah, it's beautiful, man. But there was a couple of points, and obviously I'll let you go. But it was what Virgil keeps trying to give away a goal in every game. I don't know if it's not a back pass, it's a back heel. If it's not that, it's a losing a Cruyff. I don't even know what. And then at the other end, he could have had 4 goals himself. Yeah. And then obviously Mo having chance, he's got the penalty, he got an assist. But he had the chance. I think he should have squared it to someone. Someone should have been begging for a goal. Like, just say, please, bro, just give it to me. But
and he'd deserved a goal as well.
Yeah. But yeah, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Do you know what? I just feel so relaxed. You know, like, I think you said it. We've had good teams in the past. We've competed in the past. We've had, the best... not always the best defense, not always the best midfield, but we've always had a really good attack. We've always been able to score goals. There was the title-winning season where we just looked complete as a team. Looked like there was a system there that really worked, and as long as we kept the core sort of 13, 14 players fit, we could go on and do something. Obviously, we did. But this time around, it just feels a little bit different. It just feels like we've got not so much more about us because we've not done it yet, but I just feel like the control we have in the games, the questions that we're answering, the ability to sort of change players around, learn in game, make changes in game, even if it's with the same personnel, just approaching it differently. Like today, you've seen it. Like we started the game so well, was on the front foot, pressing high up, and then when we needed to sit back a little bit and just soak up some pressure, we were able to do that as well and play on the counter and stuff like that. So it gets to the latest stages of the game, keeping hold of the ball, recycling it well, just managing the atmosphere, which was great today at Anfield, not getting overawed by the occasion, not getting too excited, bar Virgil, taking the game too casually, but, just playing a really intelligent, mature game. And quite often we see these performances from any side, and then the commentary is like, oh, that's a title performance kind of thing. But I feel like today's performance from us was a title performance, because it had everything. And we just seem to be approaching everything with such, not ease, but calmness. The buzzword's control, but it's just nothing seems to phase us. We just either start the game really well and control matters, or we learn in the game and we tweak what we need to learn. And I just think that's got so much about us, and that's going to really make me feel like personally that we've got more confidence in this title charge than we perhaps had in the past. I feel like in the past we've had good sides, but we've needed to keep momentum, we've needed to keep energy, we've needed Klopp to get the crowd going, we've needed to continuously sort of roll with this momentum, where it feels like this team could just not play well one week. That's okay, as we'll get the 3 points one way or another, and then we go again the next week. It just feels like there's so much more calmness around this place. So I've never been so relaxed against Man City. Like, even going into the game, like I know I can't recall a time we've played Man City where they've been so bad and we've been so good. So I get that feeds into it. But I just believe in this team that even if the game doesn't go our way, or Man City have their moment in the game, even if we go a goal down or whatever it is, I just know they'll find a way. And that right there, to feel like that about your side, just means that you can be so confident in the title charge. So the only downside is we've got a couple of injuries now. Konate and Bradley look like they're going to miss the sort of festive period, which is a shame. But Trent put out a great performance today. Hopefully the contract stuff and him moving on and stuff doesn't affect him, but it doesn't seem to be this far. Kwanzaa has some issues off field. Hopefully he can now just focus on his game, step in now in place of Konate and play, as we've seen him play in the past. And as long as those two players do, then they'll fill the void left by Bradley and Konate, and we'll be fine. So I'm just so calm about it all. I'm not too concerned about what Arsenal are doing. I'm not too concerned about what Chelsea are doing. I check the results, yes, and then I just get back to thinking about Liverpool, and I just can't wait for the next game to come and just know that we're gonna just see Liverpool win. And it just feels different this year. Do you know what I mean? In this tower,
I think the manager's kind of rubbing off on everyone, man, because at the start of the season we was like, yeah, it was good, but the fans weren't really behind him. It's just like, I get it, we miss Jurgen Klopp and stuff like that. So everyone's just like, yeah, is he good though, or is it just just that little new manager bounce? But now we're seeing he is that good. And yes, it's early to kind of give him all these massive praises, and start putting certain tags onto him as a manager. But you're talking about a guy that's coming and he's won stuff. I know the league that he won it in, most people probably don't recognize it as being the top division or anything like that. But he's come from somewhere where he knows how to win. Their fans saying like, you guys don't realize how good you're gonna be. You think this is good. Wait till he proper gets into the team. And I think once he's made a couple of signings himself and really imprint onto this team, I feel like that's when you're gonna probably see the best out of these guys. But it's just being able to navigate games. I'm enjoying, because I'm just like, okay, we've scored now. All right, cool. Let's sit in, let's control the ball, control the tempo of the game, move it around, and then we'll find other chances in the game. And then if we are going in losing, it's like, okay, all right, we're losing, but let's not go gung-ho and get caught out in the other end. Let's just keep playing, keep prodding away, and we'll find a goal, an equalizer, and then probably from there, momentum will then carry us across the line in terms of like finding that goal. And I feel like, and because every time he speaks, he's like downplaying it. He's like, nah, yeah, we're good, but he just, I respect the other team. He's always throwing the praise back into the opposition. Always going, nah, they're good, they're gonna be back. It's taking the eyes off of us, isn't it? It's just like, well, no, but we're good, boss. Can you give us some praise? Like, but, in that second half we could have done this. In the first half, I wish how we dealt with the first half. We could have gone in, but we controlled it. I'm like, oh, so you still nitpicking? I love it.
But I think that's his truth, though, isn't it? It could be a slight deflection tactic to take the pressure off of himself and the players and things like that.
I'll bring Luke in as well, Cav, while you're going.
Yeah, but also I genuinely think when he says that the team could be better. When he's come out after the game and said, yeah, in moments, I'm expecting better here. We need to improve that. I genuinely think he means it. I think he's really striving for that perfection. So it's good. And I think you're right. I think we're learning about his personality, his style of football. We're learning what to enjoy, which is different to what we've seen in the past. There was like a period in today's game where I think it was like on the half an hour mark, maybe a bit later, where Man City actually managed to sort of evade our press a little bit, actually got a foothold on the ball, was passing it around a little bit, not creating much, but, was actually controlling things. Went into the second half, they were doing the same. I say controlling, just they had a bit more possession than they'd had previously. They weren't giving it away as much. And I found myself getting a little bit frustrated. I thought, we've taken our foot off the gas a little bit. And then I realised, I was like, oh, wait, no, we haven't. We've just recognised that this is a moment where they're actually doing a little bit better, but we're okay with that because we're now just going to be aware to it, and we're just going to tweak our game a little bit, not go gung-ho in the press, but actually let's sit back a little bit more. Let's make sure there's no gaps between the lines. Let's make sure that, we're not leaving space in behind for Haaland to press up to while still being aggressive. And I was like, it's actually okay that they've got the ball because I don't feel like we're under threat. And it's them little tweaks. But I think in the past, when that would have happened under Jurgen Klopp, we'd have panicked a lot more because we'd be like, oh, damn, we need to get back to that high press. We need to get back to getting on the ball. We need to get that energy back. Whereas now it's like, we're calm with you having the ball. We know what to do. We can withstand not this pressure because they never really put pressure on us, but you want to keep the ball. I mean, I think the first time I recognised it was when we played Chelsea, and Chelsea started the game so well and we were just letting them have the ball. And I was like, what is this? What are we doing letting the opposition have the ball? And then you realise that they didn't really create much. And you was like, oh, actually, this is okay. This is okay. We can do the high press thing. We can do the energetic thing. We win the ball high or relentless attack, but also we can let the opposition have the ball as well. And that's something that I think has been super impressive for Slot to manage to get across to the players, because people keep saying he's left a great squad. Yeah, he has been left a great squad, but, forgetting the fact that the players would have been so used to a Klopp style of play and so used to having Klopp and that, all the changes at the ball and stuff, but actual football that he's had to coach and the different nuances. Plus he's lost Jota, plus he's lost Konate now, he's lost Bradley, he's lost Elliott, so he has had to react a little bit in this time as well with the personnel he's got, and he's still managing to get good football out of these players. So I think the job he's done is, I don't think it can just be played down because it's a good squad, and it is a good squad, don't get me wrong. I actually think that he's been super impressive in his actual coaching and getting across to the players what they need to do in different moments. And I think he deserves a lot of credit for that.
I just want him. Big up to Mookie, bro. Appreciate you jumping in, bro. I'll let you go. Big up. Looking at these stats, though, Mookie, man, what do you think? Yeah, I've seen Alexander in the
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy.
54% possession, 10 shots to their 1, 4 on target to their 0, and then obviously you
and when you see 1-0, it's crazy, bro. You expect at least 3-0,
Yeah.
I don't know. I was a little nervous about the match. Not gonna lie, considering like how Liverpool can be unhappy, like that's just things from the past. We Liverpool fans are traumatized by a lot of things, and I wouldn't be even surprised if City won game and continued good form of games, because of us. But of course, we are simply the best thing in the world right now. Mm-hmm. That's just fact, and the momentum is incredible. Everything's incredible from us, honestly. 2 games without conceding a goal against Real and City in a couple of days. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy, bro. People are just okay, we are good, it's fine, bro. This is dream. What you talking about? Mm-hmm. I mean, beating City and Real without conceding a goal, bro. And on top of that, you are first in Premier League. You are first Champions League. You are good in Cup. It's perfect, bro. I hate that lost versus Nottingham Forest.
We're being
it's
slut now,
it's so.
Now.
But maybe it's good thing. Maybe it's good thing. In that maybe that loss comes in right time. You never know. So yeah.
He's used it, hasn't he? Slot's used it. He's made since.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
made
exactly,
reference to
exactly.
it.
Yeah,
And no
exactly,
doubt,
exactly.
you know, I
Yeah.
reckon he used that in maybe half time. We will never know, but half time where he's probably turned around to the players and gone, "You've not been good for 45. If you want the same to happen that it did against
Yes.
Forest, you better go out and
Yes.
change it." So you're right in what you're saying. It's probably not a bad thing because it's a bit of
Yeah.
a beating stick Slot can use against his players when he needs to.
Like I'm thinking about Klopp. Like Klopp must be watching this and feeling like, you know, mixed emotions. Like he decided to retire, and now City is trash. We are good. Like maybe he should stay one more year. But honestly, Slot is also amazing. His tactics, his flexibility. I really like that. I mean, we used when Klopp was manager for 9 years. We used to like watch weeks in and week out, like nerve-wracking games. You know, everything is like it at top speed in every moment of the game, and the fans are just not used to this control, like I've said, calm style of the game. You know, we controlling, we are calm, we don't rush, and fans just need to get used to it. So I'll take it every day of the week if we win the game. You know, maybe some part of the game is gonna be super boring, but I don't care if we control the game. We leading like 1-0, 2-0, and if we win, I don't care about like. I don't need to see every game like to be, you know, comebacks and nerve-wracking games. I like these styles. You just get to use to it, and that's it. Like maybe it's boring, but when we attack, it looks like a killer team. You know, we are definitely good.
I must admit, I've not been bored at any single moment in our games this season.
Me neither, but a lot of fans, you know, when they watch, they are like, oh my God, 15 minutes and we didn't do anything. But the other team didn't do anything too, you know. We are controlling the game. It's good, bro. Like, we don't need to win like 5-0. It's okay. 2-0, clean shit. Everything's good, bro.
Yeah.
So as far as I'm concerned, not every game has to be nice to watch, you know, as long as we win them.
I think what we kind of just said it, but you know, when you're a goal or two up and you think it's the moment of the game where you're like, let's go for the throw, let's kill them, let's get 4 or 5. And I know that's what you wanted today, right?
Yeah.
But actually, you can go and do that. And if you do it, that's great, right? But at the same time, if you concede, you've lost your clean sheet and whatnot. What we do is we get up and then we take a really measured approach to the final minutes of the game, right? And it might even be 20 minutes out, 15 out, 10 out, whatever it is, right? And you might think, oh, maybe it's not as if we fully retreat and sit back. We just keep hold of the ball a bit longer, you know, take an extra touch and kill the tempo out of the game or whatever it is, right? But it allows us to get these clean sheets. And through getting these clean sheets, we have so much more belief and confidence in this title charge now, because not only are we scoring goals, but it's looking so comfortable. I think that's a massive change between Slot and Klopp, and the sort of things that we're seeing is there has been games, don't get me wrong, where we've sort of seen games out under Klopp. Of course there is, but I think there'll be more impetus and more drive from the fans and more, more of a message from Klopp to go and get the more goals and, and kill these sort of teams. Whereas actually, what actually happens is it makes us feel less confident because it becomes a basketball game and it's end to end and whatnot. With Slot, that doesn't happen. We get our goals. We stay calm, we stay controlled, we make the game boring, if you want to call it that, for the last 20, and we see it out, and we all just sit here going, that looks so comfortable.
I mean, it's all about balance. It's all about balance. When we attack, we attack. When we need to like calm the ball, we calm the ball. When we need to defend, we go low block. It's all like the balance. The balance is the key, because we are still playing Champions League. We are still trying to win the league. We are still in both of the cups. You know, it's so many games, bro. You can't rush every game, and you need. But the Slot is really good with the rotation, the players. I was a bit nervous when he bring in like Kwanzaa, because he didn't play a lot, and he was benched at first by Slot. So I like. But he's good. He's good.
We can speak about this because Scraps asked as well, what's our thoughts on Kwanzaa coming out right back and his performance?
He honestly, he had that little good run, you know, from the right side. But it was the end of the game, so
it's an unusual position for him, isn't it? He's not used to playing right back.
And I bet he get like instructions from Slot to be more careful at the defending. You know, you don't need to attack, so. We didn't see him like a Bradley or Trent crossing ball or something like that. He was like just managing that defensive work, and He was okay, honestly.
He, I think it was more because Trent could only do that amount of minutes, and he wanted to bring him off. So we didn't have too many other options. But I think what a lot of people expected was that Gomez would move to right back and Kwanzaa would go in at centre back.
Yeah.
But you know, I think it was nice to see that he didn't want to disrupt that centre back partnership, because that's a partnership that we're going to have to run with now for the weeks ahead. So you don't want to keep moving the players around. Just let Gomez and Virgil play centre back, build that relationship back up, because that's what we're going to have to go with moving forward, right? But also it's smart because it allows Kwanzaa to come into the game. I know he's up against Doku, who's a tricky player, right? But it allows Kwanzaa to play a position at right back in a moment of the game where all he's got to focus on is being defensively solid. Just
exactly.
be defensively solid, see out this game, right? And you're part of a team that's managed to beat Man City and get a clean sheet. You've got some minutes under your belt, and it's just easing him back into the first team after being pulled out because of the distractions that he's had off the pitch. So it's nice for him as well. And then hopefully next time we play, he gets more minutes, and all the stuff.
Maybe some cup games
quietens and goes away and moves on, and you just start focusing on Kwanzaa playing football again. So it was quite smart, I thought, to put him at right back. Like, don't get me wrong, Doku could go by him, and I think he probably did. But like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, you know, because he would have had Gomez there who was playing well that can cover him and stuff. It wasn't a position where if you'd have made a mistake, you threw on goal. You know, he's playing right back. There'd have been a man there to cover him. So I think it was quite smart from Slot, because it just allowed him to go in and do the basics. But that would help him sort of rebuild his confidence again playing football in this team. So I don't think right back will be a permanent position for him, but it's just in this game, just felt like it ticked a lot of boxes for him to play there.
All right, I'm going to bring in Carl as well. It's quiet today, so we'll chop it up. Carl, hopefully your mic is working. If it's not working,
well, let me say something. Is that good?
That's perfect, bro. Go ahead.
You have better mic than us, bro.
Oh man, but I guess it's because of the day, man. 2-0. Everything is perfect. Everything is sunshine and rosy, even if I'm getting snow right now. But it's all right. Man, I love this game, man. The last two games have been just like you said, Cav. It's been title defining type of game, right? So you could clearly see that we have more than an idea how to play. We have solution for all the question that can be asked of us. And I actually love the tactic of in the second half of just absorbing pressure and getting them the counter attack. I got to talk to Gakpo. Got to talk with Salah, man. You got to finish those, because those are the moments. At any moment they could have scored one and then and put us in a back burner, but I think would have still been able to win. But I think just like N says, I really wanted that 4 to 5-0. Again, man, I just like you've been hearing me say it, Ends. I love how we've been playing. It's been more than 2 months. You've heard me say it multiple times. I just love how I'm no longer calm, but to tell the truth, I did feel a little bit nervous today because it's that ugly law in football where if you're not scoring, they will score on you. And then I felt like we're missing too many chances, especially in the first half. And then Gakpo and then Salah, they were one-on-one with the goalie. They should have done better. But again, it's not. Again, when we win, there's not much complaint to put there. But I wish there was more more of a into that. 2, 3, and 4. I think would have been a psychological win, not for us, but against the rivals, against Arsenal, against Chelsea, whoever is behind us. Like a 3 or 4 nothing, it would have created a fortress, a psychological thing at Anfield. Like they'll feel like, fuck, if we have to go to Anfield.
Do you know what I was thinking as well, Carl? Right, you're right. I would have loved to have seen the 4 or 5 here, but even a 2-0 sometimes.
Bro, on a good day, it will be 5-0, bro. On a good day, but on a worse day, maybe it will be draw. Like we missed the crucial things, and they score, and that's it. So it's like fair balanced result, in the
What do you
end.
guys think? Because I heard the guys on Sky Sports, right? They were talking about if Liverpool, where do you see, not in this term, in these words, but where do you see the wheels falling off? And obviously we've got a few injuries now, and I'm like, if we could just navigate December and somehow come away with a few wins in there, obviously, especially in the league games anyway. Not really concerned now about the Champions League game that's in the middle of that. Am I too concerned about the League Cup? No, but obviously I want to win it. 1 second,
Of
Carl. I
course.
think you're giving us a bit of feedback there. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't mind the navigate. I don't mind if we don't navigate that one either. But the Premier League ones definitely. But in my mind, I'm like, we're gonna get, for an example, if we're cool and calm and collective and we don't get any more injuries, at least the first week, maybe the second week of January, we should have a fully fit squad. And that could be mental going into that last half of the season, because if we have everyone fit and you're looking at the bench and you're like, Chiesa is on the bench, you got Jones, Elliott on the bench,
We can
Jota
fight
maybe back,
everywhere, bro.
whoever it is, you got Gakpo on the bench. So you got players that you can just draw off the bench and can come in if we need them to come into these games. Or
Let me solidify that for you. Let me solidify that for you guys, right? So right now we have 11 wins. I think again we're doing the math aspect of winning a title, which is not what you're supposed to be doing. But I genuinely think that if we can win 12 to 13 more games, we can win this title. And then again, we counting wins, but 12 to 13 wins this title, because especially in my point of view, I think we should have a nice 7 to 8 win. So from December and then to January, and if we can find ways not to lose, we could demoralize a lot of teams if we can't do that. I don't know what's the fixtures are, but from here on now till end of January of next year, we can demoralize a lot of teams. So again, even December, end of December, if we don't lose the game in the league, we can kind of almost tell everybody, you will have to come and beat us to win a title. The Arsenal, you will have to come in at Anfield to win a title. Chelsea.
1 second, Carl. 1 second, Carl. Kevin, because I want to hear. Because I'm looking at the team, bro, and I swear, I'm like, bro, they're like, Liverpool squad ain't this. But I'm looking at it. By then everyone should be like fit or back to full fitness. Chiesa, obviously he's fit. He didn't make the squad this week, but I'm pretty sure he's going to make the Newcastle squad. So that's one. Waiting to see the Jota situation, but I'm sure he's obviously back in training now. It's just about getting him into the squad, and Alisson as well. If we don't get no more injuries and get these guys back, man, Jesus.
Yeah, the likelihood of that happening is quite slim, though, Wens. We know this. There's going to be players that drop in and out, unfortunately. But the key one for me is, and you asked the question, what could derail us? I'm not sure it could derail us, but the one player I think is so crucial for us is Gravenberch. Not because he plays deep and we don't really have another six, more about how we progress out of the back line in our build-up. He eases, part of the reason we have the clean sheets that we do and we look so defensively solid is because despite Virgil making a couple of individual errors, one that cost us last week, didn't cost us today, right? We don't make too many mistakes playing out from the back. And I personally think it's down to Gravenberch's brilliance, because keeper to centre-back, easy enough. Centre-back between themselves, out to the full-backs, easy enough. Playing the ball into midfield is where the danger is, because that midfielder has quite often got men either side of him and an opposition behind him, right? And he's quite often being pressed. Gravenberch every single time keeps hold of that ball, and not only keeps hold of it, but evades the press and progresses up the pitch. It allows us to push up the pitch again with it, right? So he allows that control when we're trying to build out from the back, and then defensively, his recoveries are amazing.
But don't forget our forward line. They are so good at defense. You know, you saw so much times like Salah going to defend, Darwin Núñez going to defend. You know, and they are not bad at it. They are not bad at it. So
I just think though you can have two centre backs that are solid, right? You can have full backs and the forwards playing well. But I think unless that guy in the middle of the park plays like he does in Gravenberch, I just think he's that enabler. I think he's the man that's doing everything right now, you know, allowing us to progress at the back, simple passes, forward passes, you know, driving between the lines, carrying the ball. He's, you know, evading presses, which nullifies the opposition's plan to try and win the ball high up the pitch. And then his recoveries, his aggression in the duels, on the ground, in the air, the amount of times we've seen him get back and intercept balls into the box and things like that, you know, he's playing in red hot form right now. And I just feel like he's allowing us to feel this kind of confidence in both our defense and how dynamic we are going forward. Now, we know that McAllister can do the sixth position because we've seen it a little bit last season, but we've seen it with mistakes. We've seen him lose the ball, you know, and then there was the opposition have got it directly on our goal and it's a chance. So I just think that every player feels huge for us right now. Virgil, you know, as the captain at the back, the leader, played immaculately today, right? Salah with the goals and assists. But I just feel like we could maybe get by without, you know, those for a game or two or whatnot. But I just feel like Gravenberch just feels like the one for me that's just in the middle of the park, just allowing everybody to do what they need to do. He's allowing everybody to play their best game. And I just feel like you take him out the side and just put someone in there that's not so comfortable on the ball and playing as well as he is. I think it changes us a little bit. So I just feel like he's one that we need to fit and we need to manage as best we can, you know, because I just think he, like I say, he's that enabler for us in every respect.
What do you guys make? Obviously, Salah's comments after again, man, but I'm just cool with it now, man. I guess they're always going to ask him questions and then just...
It's a smart decision for me.
They just keep picking out little things. Because I listened to his interview at the end, but they made it seem as if he was just like, oh, this is my last game. I'm like, nah, he actually stopped what he was saying and paused for a bit and went, nah, if you know, no, but at the moment, it looks like my last game. But they said, nah, we ain't using that part. We're just going to run with the first bit that you said and then quote it up. I'm cool with what's going on. What are you saying there, Mookie? You saying you cool as well with it or not?
Of course, bro. It was a smart decision. Why would you risk like injury for the most important player in your team, like for 5 minutes of the game? It's nonsense, bro. He had a really good game, assist and goal again, and 100% Salah is like not unhappy with that decision to come off. So it's like just media things, you know. They're gonna just take whatever they want for the headlines and stuff like that. But the club should really be fast with his contract. Like really, I don't know what they're waiting, because the guy is like worth every penny, bro. He's not stopping. His body's in full shape. You saw it. It's like 27 years old. You know, he have like minimum 2 years for him, like minimum. So honestly, I'm just scared about Virgil van Dijk and Salah contracts, you know. I'm not so scared about Trent contracts. If he wants to leave, I'm not gonna cry over it, you know. If you want to leave, bro, it's okay. You can leave. We have Bradley. Maybe we're gonna buy someone else. So it's not like so important, you know, piece of puzzle in the team. I'm more worried about Salah and Virgil van Dijk, because those two players, like they are most important in my opinion. Like everyone is important, of course, but those two like just a bit stand out, you know. You have rock solid defender, and you have like Salah who scoring for fun. So yeah, I mean Trent is good. He's really good. I would like him to stay, but I'm just a bit worried for those two.
Do you know what
that stats are crazy, bro. That stats are crazy, bro.
I know we're talking about Salah, but very quickly, when I seen Trent in the lineup, I was thinking, oh, I'm frustrated with this guy. Because I know I shouldn't do that, because I know I shouldn't do that. I should just support our players and stuff, but I couldn't help but feel frustrated with him, right?
Shame.
And I was looking sideways at him. And then after about 5 minutes, he hit 2 balls. And I was like, yeah, no, it's cool, actually, Trent. I'll let
Yeah, Trent is in the team.
You want to go at the end of the season, it's fine. How can I blame you for wanting to move to Madrid and live in Spain? Of course you can do that. But yeah, I don't know. I just think, like, we spoke about Trent so much in the past. Sam and I like did a show on him, I think a couple of seasons back, where his attitude was just so poor. And I just feel like, I don't know, I think I've got like PTSD from that, a little bit of a carryover from that attitude. Because actually, I don't think his attitude's been too bad. But yeah, it just frustrated me. But he started the game so well and he had a good performance that I was just like, actually, no, it's fine, it's calm. But I'm with you, though. I'm resigned to the fact that I think Trent's going to move on. I think he's gone, to be honest with you. And he's the one I'm least concerned about. Virgil, for me, is number one to get sorted. He's the captain. He's the leader at the back. He's the best in the world. Even if his legs slow a little bit, he plays with his brain anyway. So as long as he's still got that, we'll be fine. And Salah, because we aren't talking about a player that's had a good start to the season like Gravenberch. We're talking about a player that's done this time and time again. So, and do we doubt that he's going to continue to do it for the next 2-3 years? I don't think so. No matter what, whether he's a little bit slower, whether he's got less power, is not as strong, can't hold players off as much. We just know that he'll find a way because that's what he's demonstrated to us, that he will always contribute with the most important thing in the game, which is goals and assists. So I can't understand. Obviously, it's all negotiations and things like that, different tactics and approaches to negotiations. Who's to say that there hasn't been more? I know he says there hasn't been an offer, but an offer's only made when you sort of had conversations and you know what you're offering because you think it's going to be acceptable and things like that. But I just can't understand how this doesn't get sorted. I can't wrap my head around the fact that Virgil and Salah could leave this club at this point in time, to be honest with you. So for me, those are the two. I just hope they get sorted. And to be fair to him, like, he's playing with a smile on his face. Like, he's enjoying his football. Like, even I watched that post match with Sky Sports, and he's smiling. He's happy. He's, yes, he said a few things, but he's not throwing his toys out the pram. He's not having any negative effect, shall we say, on Liverpool. Actually, everything he's doing for us is pretty positive. So I think we just need to continue to support him and hope.
Do you want to answer this question as well, though, Cav? And also, Mookie, you can jump in on the question.
Yeah, I can.
So, a question: why is the energy different for Trent? Because he never said he wants to leave himself. Has it been dead silent? The media is saying Trent to Madrid, but the energy for Trent is mad.
For me, bro, it's like because Salah is not connected to any other club, Virgil van Dijk is not connected to any other club. Only Trent is connected with some with Real Madrid.
Yeah. And
the problem is that this story has been going like on a very long time, and Trent has not stated anything concrete, So he's just silent, and he should be. He's a professional player. And, people got a little tired of that story. They even got bored of it. And now it's like doesn't matter to them, even if he leaves. So, like when you add to that a good play by Bradley, it's like a bonus. If he didn't play well, I think they will worry more about Trent, if Bradley playing bad. So it's from the start of the season you hearing this story. Trent is gonna leave, and Trent is not answering anything about that. So yeah, honestly, I think people are just bored of that story.
Do you think I'm not sure if this is the right way to feel or wrong way to feel, but I just feel like we're not getting any emotion from Trent either. Like,
yeah, he's just
I feel a little bit disconnected from him because at least when it comes to Salah, like, of course he's scoring the goals, so he gets the opportunity to celebrate. He sits on the the board today and in with the fans and stuff, and comes out and he's doing the post matches. So you're still seeing him smiling. You're still seeing him feeling it, like, connecting with us. Virgil, we always associate with being calm and collective anyway. Comes out as the captain and does the post matches. Speaks well. We get what we expect from Virgil. But with Trent, it just feels like there's not much from him. I mean, like even today, his performance was good, and then he comes off the pitch and he's very stern in his face, not really showing too much emotion. And I think that's probably
In the beginning of the season, he was a
bit
bit mad when he comes off. You know,
yeah,
he was like a bit mad.
Yeah. But like like today, he put in a great performance, and then when he comes off as off the pitch, you're looking for something. You're looking for a bit of like a body language to read, or you want to see something that says like, oh, this might be the last time I
Some
play
positive
City,
things, yeah.
or something. He's clapping the crowd, and you kind of read into it. But you're just not getting anything out of him, and I don't know if that's maybe frustrating some fans because they're like, I don't know, he's not giving us anything, which we always ask for as fans, to remain professional and just not do anything that upsets us.
It could be, Kev, that he doesn't want to read. It could be he doesn't want to give anything so the media can then go, oh,
Yeah.
Look,
he's clapping the fans,
I think
he's
it's
leaving.
that.
He wants to kind of just make sure he doesn't want to give them anything because it's slightly different for him than it is for Mo and Virgil. I'm not going to say Virgil and Mo don't love the club, maybe similar to Trent, but this is Trent's club, innit? And I know that those kind of words go like under the radar at times, but it is. He supported this club. He's come through the ranks, and it means a lot to him. Do you know what I mean? Even listening to the podcast he did the other day, he's like, "Oh yeah, just remember screaming Gerrard." Everyone screamed Gerrard when they were about to take a shot. So he doesn't want to make it come across, or if he does leave, he doesn't want to make it seem as if, oh yeah, he was bad tempered, bad ill. Like he doesn't want to celebrate with his teammates. Like look at this photo. Like he's happy as shit, bro. Like if he comes off and he's not showing it off the pitch, it doesn't mean that he's not feeling that within himself. But it just means there's a business part of for him to kind of take care of, which is his contract. And once that's taken,
he just gives zero emotions to the media. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning of the season, when he was like a bit emotional, bit mad, when Slot like changed him off, the media already used that, Trent is unhappy, Trent's gonna leave, look at his body language, So now he's just like zero emotions, neutral, and that's it.
I think as well, like probably the amount of time, you alluded to it, the amount of time it's sort of been going on a little bit as well. It just feels like for me personally, I know nothing's confirmed yet. It's not a dead certainty that's going to Madrid. Maybe he is still negotiating a contract to Liverpool. We're not going to know, but it just feels like you kind of want a decision, because even if that decision is that he's going to leave and go to Madrid, as long as it's handled in the correct manner, I think a lot of Liverpool fans, and this is my opinion, would be like, okay, I kind of get why you want to go. So let's celebrate you being here for the rest of the season. Let's enjoy every moment, and let's send you off as like, yes, you're a Scouser. You grew up in the Liverpool Academy, you made it, you won everything. Let's send you off with our well wishes. But it feels like that opportunity is going to be taken away from us because we're just left in uncertainty as to what's happening. So I think it's probably born out of frustration as well, that fans just want to know either way, because we understand the reasons why he would want to stay, and we understand the reasons why he would maybe want to leave. So we can just get on board with whatever it is, as long as we're told. But this is just, it's not a privilege that fans are entitled to. These are people's lives, and these are contract negotiations that happen behind the scenes, and we'll get told when we should be told. But I just feel like it's probably, for me, it feels a little bit more frustrating with Trent, just because Salah scoring the goals, he's celebrating, he's clearly said he wants to stay, he loves Liverpool, it feels like home, he's giving us something, Same with Virgil. We don't expect as much from Virgil because he is that calm guy, whereas for Trent it feels like we should be hearing more, but we're not, and that's probably where a little bit of frustrations come in. But when you actually think about it and you understand the situation, you get the fact that actually, like you say, he's not going to give too much away because you don't want the media to start scrutinising him and using it and actually derail what's a really good season so far for Liverpool. So actually, you got to credit Trent in that respect, but it'd just be nice for these things to get sorted.
Mookie, I'm going to let you run, my bro. Me and Kev are going to wrap the stream up.
Okay. Thank you for having me.
Always, bro.
Big up. Bye, bro.
Bye, bro. For me,
Kev. Talk Gakpo? Is that why you brought him up?
Of course, we're going to talk about Cody, bro.
You said he'd never make it. That's stinky from you.
When?
You said it. When he first joined.
No, I know that, bro. Come on, Cam, don't do that. The people them know that I was Gakpo's biggest fan, bro. And I'll say, play him over on the left. Was I know he's not? Are you playing through the middle? He's a striker. Look. And I said, no, left. Play him on the left, bro, and you'll see the best of him. Hey, Another one of the things I was
I
right
must
about.
admit, did you think he could be this good though?
Yeah, bro, it's magic, have kids. I even with like Gravenberch now, because I've watched these players from like young level, and I watch and I'm like, raw, like their natural ability is so good, but
Yeah.
sometimes you just need a manager to kind of see what I see or someone else sees. And sometimes a manager might go, "No, I prefer you here because it works better for this system and this team and this set of players." But then I'm like, no, I feel like we're not utilizing him enough or utilizing him in the right way because he's naturally a left winger. But then you look at his profile, his build, and you go, yeah, because you're tall and you're strong, bro. Just play up front, innit? You got a good shot on you, so that means you could. I'm like, I get that, but at the same time, the player has to he has to feel comfortable in his position as well. And back to goal. Maybe he likes to get the ball and then run at people and carry the ball through midfield and being able to have that freedom to go and defend and come back, not just standing up there or every 2 seconds someone's kicking him in the Achilles because the centre backs wants to run through the back of him. So I knew he had this in him, bro, and I just wanted him to just play there consistently so you can see it. And now we're just seeing the man just cut. Once he cuts it off that side, you already know it's a shot, bro. He's not playing around.
Yeah.
And he's timing to getting into the box now. The types of finishing that you've seen him do. And he's becoming one of those big game players without being a big game player, if that makes sense. So turning up in games and scoring goals, scored against Real Madrid, scores against Man City. But it will be overshadowed because Mo Salah scored in those games as well. Oh, he didn't score in the midweek one, but he would score. So he normally gets the headlines in the accolade and stuff. But no, this guy's popped up to give us the lead against City and also to kill the game off against Madrid coming off the bench. So I knew you had it.
That's a great point, actually. The second goal in Madrid, which put the game to bed, really, and the first goal to opening the account today against Man City, two really big goals in 2 games. You know, he started the season brilliantly. He just feels like he's got so much more aggression in his game. Feels like he feels so much more comfortable with what he's being asked to do in this system. He's in positions where he's actually able to use his body, in a way that he's more used to, because playing, as the 9 for Liverpool, he's constantly receiving the ball in central areas, but he's got a fucking big centre back on him, and barging him or pushing him, because he's not somebody that runs in behind, they're able to get even tighter and push him into midfield where it's congested. So unnatural for him, although he does the job because technically he's great, he's got a good first touch and what have you, and he is strong. But that left side, I agree with you, it just feels like he's so much more comfortable. Like the amount of times the ball, shout out Gomez actually, he played some really nice accurate long passes today. But played that diagonal over to him. And he's up against Kyle Walker, who is an aggressive player. He'll go in for every duel. He rarely stands off, right? And he's, I don't know how tall he is, but he's not short. And he's a well-built guy as well. He's strong. And Gakpo just manipulated him so well. Like he just would back into Walker to put him off balance and use that strength and hold his ground and let the ball go over him. So then, his touch is great. So he brings it down well. And he just felt like every single time that ball was going out to him in the air, that he was going to win that duel, because of his intelligence to where to position himself and his physical strength. And then once he's on the ball, his touch is good. He can hit the byline. He can cut in. We know his shot is powerful and accurate. Always hits the target. But also he links up with others well. If Robbo's making the overlap, that he will pick him out. He's not selfish as well in his shooting. So he's got so much about him. And like you say, he's just contributing with really crucial goals.
He's still mad young as well. Like I keep telling people about this year. I say I keep telling him, but when I was saying about our squad, and I know Arsenal overall, I think they might have the youngest squad, or someone else maybe in the league, and I'm like, most of our players in this squad, I know Salah and Virgil and Robbo and Alisson and Wataru kind of takes that number a bit higher than it needs to be, but they're all pretty much young guys, like early 20s, mid 20s. And you're like, he's what, 20, 24, 20, Subbo just turned 24, McAllister's 25, Nunez is what, 25, Trent what, 25, 26. Like, these guys are young. Gravenberch is only 22, Harvey's only, you know what I mean? So there's still mad young players in the squad. But because obviously they play for such a big team and the stature of our club, obviously the expectation is there. But if you look at it, these are like not experienced Premier League. Well, I say not experienced Premier League players, but they're not massively experienced because they're still very young in terms of their development. So when they get to maybe that 27 mark, and if this squad, because it looks like this crop of players are going to get to that mark together, I think they will be on. It's going to be a problem for most teams anyway.
And they're all leaders as well in their own rights. You know, Szoboszlai's obviously the captain for Hungary. You know, and we know Robbo, Virgil, captain for their national sides and stuff. But the likes, Vittorio the same, Salah. But the like, you know, Bradley. We've got so many national captains. We've got natural leaders because we have a no dickhead policy in our recruitment. Basically, we sign people that are good people. You know, we believe are about to really take off in their careers, but they're driven, they're motivated, and they're good people. And you know, you look at somebody like Gakpo. He easily could be, you know, we associate Dutch players with being quite calm, technically great, but do they have the aggression? Do they have, you know, that side of him? But he seems to have it all, really. It's just a matter of time for him, you know, and playing consistently and contributing for his name and stock to rise. But for me, he is like the next leader. You know, I don't know who's in line for the captaincy when Virgil moves on from his national team and retires from that, but I think Gakpo's got all the hallmarks to be the captain because he's one of the people that shines in that national side, but also, you know, he carries himself well. He's mature enough. He's got a bit of a backbone. You know, you think about his time at Liverpool being played in various different positions, never moaned, never kicked up a fuss. You know, he's fighting against Diaz, who's also in good form this season, never moans, just comes in, you know, speaks well, works hard. Some games are better than others, of course, but contributes and knows what his game is, and that, you know, is their leadership qualities. So I think it's somebody like him. We've got, you know, with Virgil and Salah and these guys move on, Robbo moves on, and Trent, we're losing a real core group of captains there. But actually, I think we're quite confident in some of the other lads like Gakpo that can step up and sort of fill their boots in terms of leading the team in the right way. Because you can be a captain, anyone can be a captain, you can put on the armband, and you can be a good player. But your attitude and your mentality is going to filter into the rest of the team, just like the managers does. You know, how we feel as fans right now is because of the mentality that Slot's instilled in us. So I look at somebody like him as a player, but also as a man. And I know we're going off what we see from like inside training and on the pitch, but it just feels like they carry themselves so well. And I'm like, yeah, he could be a future captain. So that's impressive from him as well. And I must admit, Enzo, I thought he was a good player, but I didn't think he would be this good. This season in particular, for me, the aggression that he's shown in his game has been seriously impressive. Because if you're a fullback coming up against Gakpo, I don't think you know what to do with him, to be honest with you. Especially if he's on form, because he can do everything. And even if you want to get tight and aggressive and stop him doing what he wants to do, he'll go there with you as well. So.
When he turns in, when you can tell when the game starts and you see Gakpo's first touch and the intention, so he's touched and he goes by you, I already know it's a long day for anyone, and he'll just be the standout player now. You could just see it. But there is games last season where you're like, hey, a bit soft there, bro. Come on, a bit stronger there. You could have done more there. You feel like you're not really getting involved in the game. But I feel like this season, the style and how we're playing, we're utilizing him a bit more. But he's also trying to get those goals to be the big game player for us. And that's why I said those goals goes under the radar, because obviously Salah will get the accolade. And then Real Madrid just, you know, that kind of game just gets the accolade itself. Just go, Liverpool's beating them 2-0. But I'm just like, nah, but this guy pops up in the box. Great cross from Robbo, by the way, and plants a good header past one of the best goalkeepers in the world. And then in this one, he just pops up, just makes a nice little run off the back of Kyle Walker, and he's there to get us on the way. And then the intent from that point, and you're right, Gomez kept, you know, playing these nice little range passes out to him, and you just knew he's first to it and he's winning it. And you're right in terms of him, he can go byline, he can cut in, he can shoot, and he links the play well. He's good at like just laying it off and then receiving it back. And
I think as well, I think we have to acknowledge the fact that I think this system under Slot helps him as well, because under Klopp, you know, if for the most part the midfield has been workmanlike and not particularly dynamic. and you put so much emphasis and reliance on your forwards to be creators, create their own chances and, score so many goals and, do it themselves. Sadio Mane was so amazing because he did so much himself, give him the ball and he'd just go by the fullback and just, he'll be in the box and make something happen. He was so aggressive and everything. But in this team, even if he's not that, he's able to just recycle the ball back to the midfield. And the midfield is so dynamic. When he's given that ball to McAllister, Jones, Gravenberch, they're intelligent enough to not let that ball and that chance to go dead. Actually, it's okay to get to the byline or get to the 18-yard box. If nothing's happening, don't just chuck a ball into the box for the sake of it. Check back and trust that give it back to your midfielders and trust that they're going to work angles that we're going to create a chance in the near future. And so I think that plays into his hands as well, because I think he's not particularly, he is explosive, but he's not like, he doesn't do skills and, he's not, he'll go by people by just knocking the ball and running with pace and power, or he'll cut in and he'll wait for an opening or he'll try link. He's not a guy that you just give the ball like Diaz and expect him to go by 2 or 3 people. He's not that. So you need players around him and you need to have that system that says, look, if you can't go by him, man, and create a chance, then just keep it and recycle it. But when we keep and recycle now, it's going to people that actually can make something happen still, and not just, this is gonna, in years gone by, it would go back to somebody like a Henderson and he's just whipping the ball in the box because that's all they know how to do, Whereas now, and sometimes that was great, but for the most part it wasn't. It felt like, if we got to the 18-yard box and a chance wasn't created, we're worried because the opposition's got back and the ball's being recycled back to midfield, and the midfield don't feel like they can create anything. So then, you go back out wide again to Salah and Mane, and suddenly now they've got to go by 2-3 people. Whereas in this system, for somebody like Gakpo, it's all right, because if he gets into that situation, he's giving it to McAllister. McAllister can play a lateral pass, or, you've seen him today, he steps over the ball and just just completely catches the opposition off guard, and then there's space for Gravenberch to break into it. All these, he
did it in the Madrid game as well, bro, when he stepped over it in the Madrid game. And I was like, the intelligence is cold, because his intelligence, glance over his shoulder right there, play that with a bit of weight. And they already know. And he just steps over, and I'm like.
And fair play to him. Past couple of games, his performances have really stepped up. A little bit under the radar today, but so effective. I mean, he was touched out to Foden the entire game and just basically marked him out of it. And then, like you said, them little moments of genius, really, to just recognise where everybody is on the pitch, step over the ball. Gravenberch drives forward after that. And if it weren't for a better run from Diaz, could have been an on goal. So, fair play to McAllister as well. I think past couple of games, obviously scores in the Madrid game, but I think past couple of performances are just like, And we talk about confidence in title leagues. This season, we said it in the summer. I'm looking at this midfield of Gravenberch and McAllister and Szoboszlai with, or Curtis, and thinking, damn, that's a midfield that could probably play for Man City. That's how good they are, how much ability they've got, how much dynamism they've got, and we're seeing it now.
Just before we head out, Cav, just looking at these results, man. So 2-1 against Chelsea, Leipzig 1-0, 2-2 against Arsenal. That even the Arsenal game, that was more 2 set pieces and kind of a long, 2 set pieces and 2 long balls. That's what the goal, the game kind of required from both teams. Then we obviously had a mixed team against Brighton. To be fair, apart from the 2 late mistakes from Kwanzaa, that game was kind of wrapped up. It wasn't a 3-2 type of game. Yeah. And then obviously, taking it back and then beating him 2-1 again, obviously come from behind. Then after that game, that Leverkusen game was like, the way we destroyed Leverkusen in that game was disgusting. And then you go, okay, things can, we got Villa, a tough team there. And then 2-0, comfortable game again. And then we had the kind of went away on international break. The guys are flown all over the place. 14 hours here, 4 hours here. Come back, Southampton, bottom of the league, nothing to lose, so they're going to be on it. And then we obviously didn't play our best, nowhere close to playing our best anyway. I don't even know if we've seen our best yet. But we scored 3 goals.
Yeah.
And then we had this week, it's just like 2-0. You look at the teams, you got 2-0 against Real Madrid and then 2-0 against Man City. And this, looking at this period, this was the period they said was the most difficult period of football. This is when they were like, if Liverpool can do this, then we'll give them the respect. And even after doing all of this, Cav, we're still not getting the respect, bro. They're still like, yeah, I don't know about these lot, man. They're all right.
Yeah, that's a Liverpool thing, though. And do you know what? That's perfectly fine. Just keep disrespecting us. I don't care. Keep playing it down. Keep making Arsenal favourites. As long as we're sitting top of that table with the points clear that we are, we keep winning games, and we look at our team and we're happy with what we're seeing. And anybody and everybody can play us down. I really don't mind. It only plays into our hands, really, because we're not taking the pressure off of us. You know, just keep saying we've not played anybody. Keep saying that, you know, we're gonna fall over at some point. You know, that just helps the players just be like, okay.
That's the last time. You remember the last time they said this about a team? That was Leicester City, bro. And it was like, oh, wait till they play this team. And you're like, oh yeah, they haven't played at Liverpool, and then they smoked us. And it was like, oh, they haven't played this team, smoked them. Oh, they haven't played. And then by the time you know it was like February, and you're like, hold on a minute, man. This team keeps winning, but they're winning like 1-0 and 2-1s, and like someone needs to stop them. And then it was too late, because by then they accumulated so many points. It was too late to catch them and stop them then.
And like, let's face it, like, I mean, Salah kind of let out a little bit in a few comments he's made over recent weeks. But they asked him about the first goal, and he said something like, well, yeah, that's what top players do. You know, and I think I'm one of them. You know, like,
we know, bro. We know.
Yeah, and he's just like, you know, when he said the other week, he's like, yeah, we expect to win the title. That's you know, I can't remember what words he used exactly, but he made it quite clear that that's what they, you know, that's what they.
It's Cal frozen. Yeah, looks like, let me jump in for 5 minutes. Now we're gonna head out, man. But I'll make sure I line something up for Monday, for tomorrow, man, so we can chop it up. I'll wait for Cav to load back in. Is he back? You back, Cav? Yeah. Yeah, because he was frozen. I didn't want no one to. But yeah, now I was saying to Matt in the chat, he's an Arsenal fan. He doesn't like what we but yeah, no, I said I'll do a stream with. I need to get Tariq on, because you guys, I don't know, your section of your fan base, man, are still making. You know, to be fair, I'm gonna go with what Cav said. Let them keep saying what they're saying, bro, because they're treating us like we're some idiots, bro. Like we ain't won the league and we ain't competed against Man City. Like, oh, it's only Liverpool 9 points clear. Okay, keep saying that. Keep saying that.
Could you imagine though, like being Virgil and Salah and others in the dressing room?
No, man said he's gone again. I'll wait for you to come back. But yeah, nah, man, it's so crazy, bro. Oh yeah, you're back, Cap. You're back. Go on. It froze you again.
No, I was just saying they keep playing us down, right? But the big players in our team that have won league titles and, you know, the experience now, Virgil, Salah and stuff. You imagine that they're here in the media go, yeah, they ain't played anyone. Yeah, they're not as good as you know, as the perhaps think they are, and all this and that. They're probably sat in the dressing room going, all right, just bring the next team then. And I'll show you. It's so stupid. Like, you're telling these people that have worked so hard in their careers, been successful, consider themselves the best in the world, that they ain't it. All right, they're just going to keep coming out and showing you then. So keep doing that, please. Keep motivating these players, because at the minute we're trying to move in silence, right? But how long that lasts, I don't know. But all you're doing is feeding these players that just clearly believe in themselves. Like, keep telling them. You're basically telling them that shit. Like, yeah, that's what they're gonna hear, and they're just gonna keep coming out and performing, winning games, and then that's just gonna get us a title. So I'm all right with you saying that we've not played anybody and that it's all gonna fall to pieces. That's perfectly fine with me. I can only see the players using that as motivation, and easily helps them to just play down these title charges, and hopefully at the point in which they realise, oh damn, they're actually good, and everybody gets on board with that. We're already too far gone to catch us, so you know.
And that's what I think is going to happen. Obviously, we got Newcastle Wednesday, I think, and they're looking like they're missing Isak because he came off injured in the last game, like 22 minutes in. So that's going to be a big blow for them not having him available for our game because he tends to do well against us. Also, obviously, Gordon as well. But I feel like we can navigate that game as well. I think the next 2 games, we need to navigate them because I think the Everton one slot hasn't had one of those games yet. He's obviously played in derby games, but nothing like the Merseyside one, in my opinion. But hopefully he can navigate like he navigated the City one, the Real Madrid one, and the Man United one. In terms of those games that tend to be the emotional type of games. United won because of the history, Real Madrid because they keep smoking us, and obviously City because that's been our main rivals and our, in Pep's word, his main rival for the years in the Premier League. So if we can navigate the Everton game and then navigate the Newcastle game, then navigate that, I feel like we get out those with 6 points. I think it's wrapped anyway, but I think you get at those with 6.
Yeah,
it's long. I think it's long.
I think Newcastle away is a good fixture to have after Real Madrid and Man City because you don't want to. I mean, Southampton tells us that this team probably do take their foot off the gas a little bit when they play the teams at the bottom of the table. So the last thing you want is to play somebody at the bottom of the table after getting 2 amazing results and then just feel like they can do that, which is perform at a lesser level because that'll be that'll be their Achilles heel. So Newcastle, St James's Park, I think it's away, isn't it? Yeah, it's away. St James's Park. The players have been there. They know it's a tough game. They know if that crowd are up for it, that they can support their team well. So it's a not of the level of Real Madrid and Man City, but it's not so far off that I think they'll switch off and not take that game seriously. So hopefully they go into it. I'm sure they will with the right mentality, get through that one. And then I'm with you. I don't fear that Everton tie. To be honest with you, I know it's a local derby and this and that, but they're nothing great. They're nothing great. Even if we rotate a little bit, which we might need to by then, I think we come through that fine, and we just tick off these games. If we get 2 wins out of 2, I think it's going to be very difficult to catch us from there on in. 11 points to Man City, 9 points to Arsenal at this stage. Still a long way to go, but any Liverpool fan that thinks we can't do this is crazy to me because surely you've seen everything to tell you that we can. We know football happens, and I know some people might be too afraid to say, to come out this early and say that we're going to win it. But just look at what the team have shown you. Look at what the manager's shown you. Look at the strength and depth that we've got. Yes, we've got a couple of injuries, but we've got a couple of lads coming back. Harvey got some minutes today. What more do you want to see to convince you that this team are capable of doing it? All they've got to do now is go out and do it. But they've shown you so many things that are required from a title-winning team already this season. Why would it change?
Do you know what it's? We've seen us claw back 14 points against Man City and obviously losing out on the last day. I think a lot of the fans they always say this PTSD thing, and I'm like, I sort of understand it a bit, but I'm like, it's not like we've always got to a certain period and then fell off. It's always down to like the last day against Man City. So we've seen our team go all the way, and bar last season, I felt like we had an opportunity to probably nick a title there. But at the same time, I think the big hitters I think they kind of took their foot off when we needed them to kind of stand up when they came back into the squad. Because remember, we were missing a few of them through injury, and when they came back, I felt like the fringe players, if you want to call them that, they did so well, and we looked dangerous, we looked fluid. And then the big boys came back, and they kind of took their foot off of it a bit. But
Klopp announcing he was leaving and all of that as well. I think I'd like to think the contract situation with the 3 main players gets sorted whichever way, to a degree where it doesn't become a distraction. Because last season we were doing well. We did well. We had a good season. We were in all 4 competitions till almost the very end, right? And Klopp comes out in November, I think, and announces he's leaving, and then every game, not initially, but towards the end, felt like there was a lot more emotion in it, and it felt like doing it for Klopp and the last thing and all of this. And although I was watching them games thinking, I'm not sure if this Klopp leaving thing's having an impact, I think the players have since come out and said, yeah, but maybe it did. Whereas this season, it's like, this is Klopp, this is his style. It's proved to you that it's capable of winning games consistently and beating the best teams in the world. He's here for at least another few years. We've got Edwards and a structure back that's going to be here for a few years. So this is the future now. The only thing that may not be the future is those three big players. So that's the only thing I hope doesn't influence our season, much like Klopp announcing he was leaving, is that, you know, it becomes this is Trent's last game here and Trent's last game there, and what will they do without Salah and this and that. I don't want that noise, because take that noise away, everything's really positive for Liverpool right now. You know, in every respect.
They've said though, Kev, haven't they? Well, the players and obviously they've said, like, even if it's more quotes, not even quotes. I think it's just more stuff I've seen online, and the players are more like, nah, listen, we're not going to be doing anything in January anyway. We want to concentrate on this season. So even if it is their last season, even if it is like, listen, lads, we just want to make sure we get to the end of the season, and then we'll make sure you guys are sorted contract-wise. Obviously, as a player, you don't want to leave your future in a limbo like that. But at the same time, the club's like, well, we want to do it then. And I think that's the best situation for us and for you. Because then we can see where we're going to go from a future standpoint. And obviously, the fans are not going to like it. I'm not going to like it. But if they're happy to kind of go, do you know what? We're not looking to speak to no one in January. We'll wait till the end of the season. We're full steam ahead. We're fully focused on and from what I've seen them say in the media anyway, you know, they're fully concentrating on Liverpool right now and trying to go and win us some trophies. Then come the end of the season, if that's when it's going to happen, that's when it's going to need to happen. I hope it doesn't. And you're right. I hope it doesn't derail us in terms of them like going, well, I'm not going to be here anyway. But if the club goes, look, listen, we will speak properly then, at least then they go, well, I could be here. So let me give everything I can this season and see what happens.
I don't think it'll be the players that change. I think they'll have an ordinary season regardless, which, you know, may be, you know, some games better than others. But overall, I think we expect all three of them players to perform and be some of our top players. And, you know, that'll take us to a league title, hopefully. But I don't think it'll be them in terms of performance. It'll just be the noise around the club and whether that serves as a distraction. But look, so far they've handled it well. Who's to say that they won't continue to handle it well for the rest of the season? Hopefully it doesn't drag on for that long and we get decisions beforehand. But I think we must, as Liverpool fans, remember to live for the now as well. Well, as football fans as well, to be honest. We're always so focused on finances and you know, how healthy our club's doing in terms of, you know, accounts and, you know, getting young players in because they'll stay here for years and this and that. And we forget to enjoy the team that's currently playing in front of us. You know?
Enjoy the day by day.
Exactly.
Just enjoy it. Yeah. Enjoy every training session. Hey, follow what Mo said, man. He said he enjoys every day he comes in and he sees the lads. He's happy as anything else, man. And I think you're right, man. I think as fans, we have to just, and I get it because there's always that looking ahead. We want to get to that destination before the wheels would fall off kind of mentality, instead of going, I just want to enjoy the moment. Like beating Man City and beating Real Madrid, obviously where we've had to play these games so close back to back, you can't really absorb or take that kind of game in. But
you'll watch Premier League years back, right? In 5 years' time, let's say, and they'll bring up this game and we'll win it so comfortably, and you'll be like, you'll regret not enjoying the moment in the moment. Do you know what I mean? Because how many times have we faced Man City and we're like, could go either way, but we really need to be on top form, or we need this. Today we just cruised through it, and we were like, you know, would have took this any season, any moment, cruising through, beating Man City, regardless of what form they're in. So you have to enjoy it. Today's performance was seriously impressive.
We threw them points away last year as well, didn't we? Because we drew against Arsenal twice and we drew against City twice. And at least the Anfield games, you know, with the Arsenal and Man City, we should have won those ones, man. We had the chances to go and win those games, and we just didn't take them. And those were the 6 points that could have given us that little cushion we needed at the right time. But look, Arsenal has to come to Anfield now. I know they were celebrating a draw, and they were like, oh, we was missing players. But I'm telling you, watching those last two games, Liverpool at Anfield, and just watching us against Madrid and how the fans were, and watching us against Man City and how the fans are, you do not want to play us. And I think it's game week 35, so hopefully we would have sewn the league up by then anyway. But you don't want to be. We don't play them. We play them at the back end.
Okay. What are you saying? They'll have to give us a guard of honor.
And the fans, like, just having the fans on board at that point where they're like, the title is in reach or we've won the title. That's not an atmosphere you want to come into as an opposition. That's what I'm saying. They could celebrate all they want, and I'm like, bro, that draw at home wasn't what you wanted. You wanted to beat us, and you got the draw, but now you have to come to our ground. And I know they all play it down now because they got this guy back and blah blah blah. And even Odegaard is one of my favorite players, but I just know what that moment could mean for them. It could mean Liverpool win that game, they win the title, but we're still like points ahead. But that kind of just solidifies it, and then we can do whatever the last two. Or we've won it, and now you have to come into that kind of atmosphere. Because remember, when we won it, the fans didn't get to really celebrate it. So imagine winning it, and then the next game, the fans know, right, we've won the title now. Let's go and destroy everyone now. Let's go and have fun. The pressure is now off. Go and do it. But obviously we've got Slut, so he's going to be like, right, I want to win every game of football. So.
and it remains to be seen how seriously he'll take the domestic competitions as well. Because we know on the club we went for everything. And you could say to our detriment, because we missed out on the major honours, but to the same degree, we walked away with trophies at the end of the season, which Arsenal can't say the same. So I'm intrigued to see when we get to the turn of the year how seriously he takes the FA Cup and Carabao Cup.
You would probably tell, because obviously with the injuries now, we got Southampton this month, and we'll leave it there, right? You will be able to tell how serious he wants to take that competition, because if you see like Trey, because I think he'll go with Gomez and Kwanzaa again. I don't think he'll start Virgil.
But this is what's mad though, Enz, right? Even when we get to them cup competitions, when your team's playing well, right? Even when you make changes, it's such a good atmosphere and it's such a good momentum, and the players that are stepping in want to continue that. You tend to find that they perform. They're not. It doesn't feel like such a big occasion for them as much as it would be. They just step in and they do well, right? We've seen it in the Carabao Cup final when we won it against Chelsea. The young players just can manage to get us through, but part of that was also because they've got ability. Like, I'm looking forward to that Southampton tie if he rolls out Trey and Morton and Jadon.
But that's what he did, though. He did in the Brighton game. He went Morton and Wataru in the midfield. Yeah. That's the two he opted. And then Harvey would probably get those minutes now in that Southampton one.
Yeah.
We get those minutes. Also, Jota being back, Jota could get them minutes.
We talk about depth, right? But people often look at the starting 11, then you bench, and then maybe a few players after that, right? They're probably looking up until like 18, 19 players, right? If you put them in a list from best to worst in your 25-man squad. But beyond them players, we actually have some quality youngsters that can step in as well. A few that we've just named. Like, they'll come in and they'll perform quite well. Like Jadon Nance scored, last season in the cup competitions. I'm looking forward to seeing him now he's back from injury in that, because I think he's a good player. And, why can't he go out there and perform in a sort of, mixed squad against Southampton? So that's what's great as well, because we've got Jota to come back. We've got Nunes. We're now playing Diaz up top when we need to, depending on who we're playing. And then, so that's what people think about when they think about depth. But actually, you have got Jadon Nance as well in the background. I know you probably want to see your boy Rio in there as well.
Oh, bro. Sam keeps saying, I think Sam has asked me 3 times on 3 different streams, yo, can he play in this game? I said, yeah. Yeah, he wants him to play, bro. I want him to play as well, but is he too young to kind of, I don't know. I maybe on the bench, but like looking at that bench today, bro, we had Morton and Trey was on the bench today. Like, yeah.
But even look at that, Yaros has stepped in and done well. So if you see him in a cup side, you'd be like, okay, cool, no sweat. That's fine. That's your third choice keeper. You got Ali and Ali to come back and Keller ahead of him, and he still, even if he plays against Southampton, you're like, yeah, that's okay. I'm from not seeing much, but from what we've seen, that's all right. You see Endo and Morton holding the midfield, you're like, that's okay. That's all right.
Man said he needs to play, bro. Did you watch what he did again in the under-19s game against Madrid?
Oh, bro.
If you haven't seen it, I'll see if I can get it and send it to you, bro. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Nah,
I've seen clips. Obviously, I'm not watching them games, but I've seen clips and he looks old. Yeah,
it's a joke, bro. The way he destroyed, bro. You see the way he plays. Every team now, I'm like that. They're sending 3 man to go to it. Like, no, 3 of you go. Fullback, centre half, defensive mid, and then the winger has to drop back, and he's still getting out of there. And when he gets out of there, we end up getting the goal. If he plays against the grown men, I'm not gonna where they don't know him and they don't respect him like that.
Yeah,
I think he's
that
gonna
fearlessness.
yeah,
that fearlessness can be scary.
101.
Yeah. For one-off games. Yeah, you can do bits if no one knows who you are and you've got man confidence.
101 cover. He'll kill most, man. Do you know who else as well before we go? Ben Doak on loan. He's killing it.
Yeah, a couple assists the other night as well, yeah.
Do you know what it is? I'm watching them play. And I'm like, you do know he's mad young and he's our player. The way they're treating him, every minute switch it out to Doak. I'm like, you do know he's a youngster. Stop giving him the ball. They're like, no, go do something. Like, nah, man, treating him like he's Mo Salah at Middlesbrough right now, man.
Yeah, but that's the thing that, just going back to the conversation though, that's the thing when it comes to cup conversations, how seriously will Slot take it? Well, even if he doesn't take it seriously, the players that he's going to roll out are probably still good enough to get through that time. They probably are. If we put together a fully rotated team now and you thought that's what's going to play against Southampton, you'd be like, they've got a chance. Like,
the real one side, Doak the other side. And then a year time train in midfield with Stefan.
No, don't mention Stefan because I'm still upset that he's not here at this club because I think he could have seen minutes this year.
Cav, this is the manager for him. Still can't even lie, bro. He's
You know what you're seeing with Gravenberch?
Oh my gosh!
I swear you could see something very similar with Stefan. It'll have to be next year now. But that's all right. Hey, watch, we don't sign anybody in the summer again.
When they're saying like they say Stefan is coming in to do the Zubimendi role. That's what Stefan's coming back to do. That's what they'll use. I don't know. Maybe the club won't do that in it, but it's good that Stefan's had the opportunity to go out on loan though. I think he can come back, and I think it might do him justice, like a Bradley come back and he's had a year into a men's team, like Tyler Morton as well. Even though he hasn't had the opportunities to play consistently for Liverpool yet, but when I've seen him step in, he just looks comfortable. He doesn't look phased, or the game doesn't go by him. He's always involved in whatever is happening. But
we have to. It's a great time. It's a great moment for Liverpool. Just new structure, new manager, squad, quality, dynamism, goals. Defensively solid, depth, young players that maybe not this season, next season, or the season after, but after that may come through. It's incredibly rad, and all of that hard work's coming to fruition now because we're just cruising through these games.
Even Kumas as well, he's having a great time on loan. McConnell, I think he's not to the standards. I like the kid, but he's not our standard. I
don't know, he's the one that seen more minutes. Was it last season that he stepped in a little bit?
Before,
and he did well, but it's difficult. It's too early to say. I don't know. It's probably too early to say for all of them, but I think all the others you've just seen something where you're like, oh, that looks like it's star ability, But
all right, Cav, appreciate you jumping in, man. I don't even know. Back tomorrow, probably. I think I'm not too sure, man. You guys have to just wait and see what happens. But we'll be back tomorrow on the podcast channel, man. We got some more reaction to do. Them early morning ones have been good still. I'd say.
I'm watching like it's EastEnders, bro. I'm waiting for it to...
So let me put my headphones. No, the guys on there taking a piss, man. Guys, if you don't already know, man, make sure you go and subscribe to the Day After podcast, man. Because now we have vibes and we have a laugh. And it's funny, man. Them reactions are killing me, boy.
It is great.
I'm trying to find another outlandish one because I feel like we've had a few different styles, but now I need to see one, especially with the NFL one. That's when I realized when there's like money don't matter, bro. I'm like, this woman, big up to Honesty, man. That's the link. So if you haven't subscribed to it, please do. But yeah, NFL guy said, I walk around with 10 bands on me all the time. She said, you're broke. I said, hold on, this guy just pulled 10 grand out of his pocket. Somehow I'm broke, dickhead.
Oh man, I'll be having one or two I've not watched. I've had it in my headphones whilst I've been doing other things, and I've clearly said some things. I'm like, oh, I believe the no man. And my missus would be like, what are you on about? I'm like, I thought this girl, I thought she was gonna hold out. I thought she was a good one from what I seen in the first 5 minutes. And she's like, what are you on about? And I'm like, oh, I'm watching a series.
I'm watching the series. Oh man, no, I need to find another one just to see, man, because I think what was Sam saying? It'd be interesting to see like two ladies in it that's dating, and then to see if a guy could like convince her to cheat on her partner or something like that.
Okay,
that would be an interesting one to see.
Different type of dynamic.
See if they would, bro. And bro, I don't know, man. It's so mad because every time I do it, man, I'm like, these women, bro. So far, one guy he passed with flying colors, but the other ladies just keep failing. One lady passed though. She was like, "Nah, yeah, I want to keep it strictly business." The guy was like, "Nah, you sure?" Like, "Nah, business." Like going on a date.
She did well though, because I felt like with the guy, he had like it's the scenario they build up, and I just felt like the scenario for him, he clocked on a little bit, and that's the key, isn't it? You got to test these people without clocking on, so it's a true test. But I felt like he clocked on a little bit. He's seen a few signs where it was like something don't feel right about this kind of thing, and then once you know it's a setup, then obviously you're out. So,
no, but when you clock, I would have clocked straight. I'm like, how are you guys not like clocking onto these things, bro? Like even the subtle questions and are you sure? I'm like, nah, I definitely would have clocked. Have you watched the latest one? If you haven't yet,
I don't think so. I think I've got.
I won't mention nothing about it yet, but that one's jokes, bro. Like basically, this woman went and proper cooked a meal at someone's house, bro, and then
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not gonna lie. You watch it because say they're half an hour long. The first 5 minutes, right, is cheating to me. She's like, oh, you're commenting on it. Oh, she's not really doing much right now. Doing much right now. She went to his house. That's done. I'm done. I'm out at that point.
Bro, I start getting mad because now they start showing the text. And I get mad at the emojis, bro. I'm like, don't be sending no guy these emojis, bro. These little red cheeks emojis. Nah, don't do that. Don't send a smiley face. Don't say good morning. Just don't say nothing. If he messages you, just say, look, this guy messaged me. Now lock it off.
Because we're guys, and we know what guys are like. We know guys will try it in sort of ways, and we just can see these things, Probably because we've all done it before.
I think it's the guy from he had. Can't remember his actual quote, but there was something he said. He was just like, guys are going to be guys, in it. He said he knows that guys are going to be guys. And he said it's just down to the women to kind of navigate through that and making sure they put a stop to anything. Because guys are always going to be guys. If they see any weakness or anything, they're going to try something. Yeah. And it's down to the ladies to kind of just shut it down, man. But yeah.
Even if it's just for their ego. Even if they turn around and be like, nah, I actually don't want to. They'll just do it for their ego trip to know that they're good. So,
yeah, the ego trip is mad still.
Can't
change them, man. Can't rewire the brain. But Cav, big up, man. Let's head out of here. These people.